They like when we going in.
It sounded like victory. The fake Jews held a man yet in me. Open the book and reveal all the mysteries. I done read and understand this our history. Crime time suspect. We say we are the Hebrews. They trying to change the subject. A month set. What's next? We talk about the black man. Like we ain't never really tried. Throwing up the Holocaust.
Shalom, B1 Queensland in the building. Shalom. Happy Saturday. Yes, sir.
Like T-Book in the house.
We got brother T-Book in the house.
What's up, Hebrew?
What it be?
It sounded like victory. The fake Jews held a man yet in me. Open the book and reveal all the mysteries. I done read and understand this our history. Hey, see, we didn't woke up, they lied and tried to tell us we was Gentiles. I did it at that. Sit back and let me break this truth down. The last time I checked, you was a Hebrew. What you talk about? We the Hebrews. So like, hopefully about to walk it out. You hear them trumpets, then leave the boys about to come. It's like we get up the way that he ain't about to leave a crunk. Got mama know I lit up. That's seven spirits on that candle. See, I'm the real
good.
So who the hell is that? I'm saying they got y'all under the spell. You think they chosen, but they not. They the sin of God of Satan. Why they always trying to plot? But at the end, we gon' win because your war is up high. Y'all gon' get cut off, famine like they did with Ethan. It sounded like victory.
That's right. We got Porter Melchizedek Tupelo, nephew in the building. Shalom. We got our Shalom. We got Howard Brown in the building.
What's up, brother?
Brother down there in Texas. Yeah, man. That's what's up. Got brother Mike Fusha checking in. Shalom, Hebrew. Come on now, Mikael. Prime time in the house. Big prime.
Big prime.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Check this out. We're going to do a little something again. Shalom.
Sister Bates in the house.
We got Sister Bates in his house. Let's go ahead and play this shofar. We'll blow this shofar, and then we're going to get on into the lesson, family. All right. All praise to the Most High.
All praise to the Most High.
Got to blow that shofar. That's right. Shabbat Shalom, family. And welcome to the Order of Melchizedek Memphis Ministry. Shalom to those who are on Facebook and YouTube. Tonight, brothers and sisters, we're going to continue on with the book of Galatians. We're going to do just chapter 4 tonight. We're not going to be here alone tonight. We're going to do, most high willing, tomorrow, Shabbat day, 1 p.m. class. We will be finishing up Galatians chapter 5 and chapter 6. So we're just going to go down through Galatians chapter 5, and we're just going to go through there and just break it down, get some understandings of what chapter 4 is talking about. Is basically we're going to be dealing with the sonship and heirs, being heirs. That's what he's telling the Galatians, and also we'll be dealing with being a bond man or bond woman, to be in bondage or to be free. We're going to look at those two tonight as well. I will recap, but I'm going to do all of that, what we went over in the first 3 books, the first 3 chapters, okay? But just let you know that this letter that Paul, he's an apostle to the Galatians, also known as Gentiles and strangers. And as we know, we are considered at one point Gentiles and strangers as well, because we have been scattered just like the northern tribe or the 10 tribes. They were scattered.
Yeah.
And they've been in captivity so long, they didn't know who they were. So they had to say to somebody, hey, go and be an apostle to them and wake your brothers and sisters up, right?
More things change, more they stay the same.
That's right. So that's what we're doing today. Just breaking this down. So, like I always say, man, we know we have people from Sunday school on here. We know we've been taught when we used to be in going to Sunday school as well, we were taught a certain way, but we never was taught the Bible. And that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to go through the Bible and get some understanding, okay? Now, before we get started, I'd like to do a sound check. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If I'm coming in loud and clear, put a 1 in the room for me, family. Put a 1 in the room. Put a 1 in the room. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hey, and stay tuned, because we have some important announcements we want to share with y'all, and about one of our brothers who was in a bad car accident on yesterday, Brother Brandon Lewis. I'm gonna bring up, matter of fact, I'm gonna show it twice. I'm gonna go ahead and share that now, and that way, in case somebody decides they have to leave, because I understand that people got to leave sometime, you know what I'm saying? And then they'll come back. Let me share this right quick, and then we're going to get into the lesson, okay? Our beloved brother Brandon, man, they was in a bad car accident, him and his wife and his son. And from my understanding, according to the news feed and a few other people, Brandon and his son, sometimes the news can get stuff mixed up.
Yeah.
One minute I heard that, but anyway, they were always hurt pretty bad, especially the son. So let me share this with you, family. And then we're going to get into the lesson. Then I'm going to share it again in case somebody come in on the back end, okay? Because like I said, sometimes we know that people have to leave. And I do want to get this out. Okay, that's our brother, our blood brother, Brandon Lewis. B. Lou, that's what we call him. That's B. Lou. There's a fundraiser set up. You can go to, I think it's on Facebook. I may have it posted on my page, Brother Terrence or somebody. You can go to one of our Facebook pages. It's posted on there. If y'all want to help the brother out, B. Lou is, he was the owner, working in the family, and his rib they had a little side business, do t-shirts and stuff. And this brother gonna need some help when he get out of the hospital, okay? And his son, that's his son. He loved that little boy,
Love that boy.
That's right.
Yep.
And we just want to support him and his, his family and everything, okay? It's kind of hard for me right now because I'm still kind of in disbelief of, okay? But anyway, let me share that. But if you like to help, either if you're not able to help, prayers, get them prayers in. That's what we need right now. A lot of prayer, Okay. But anyway, let's go. Let's get into let me do a check right quick. Make sure we looking good. Turn this down. I want to make sure we looking good, y'all. You never know, man, as we go on our daily routine, man, you never know when, tragic might strike you, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we have to be kind to one another, loving one another, doing what the scripts say,
Yeah, you never know.
And then in the end game is showing charity towards one another. Okay. Now let's get started, brothers and sisters. We're gonna start off in Galatians chapter 4. We're gonna do the whole entire chapter. Like I said, it's not gonna be a long drawn out lesson, but we do want to go through this chapter here and break it down as much as we can. I know there's a lot of meat on the bone. We can go several ways with it, but we're gonna give it to you to what I have, the understanding that I have. So you always go back and search these scriptures and break this down. Also, it would be good to have this Blue Letter Bible app, this tool that we're using, because it helps you when you studying. It helps you to break down certain words so you get the full understanding in the English language we talk about. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, we're gonna go through there. Every now and then we're gonna click on certain words so we can get some understanding exactly what's going on, because we're gonna use some language that we might have to look up. Okay, but Galatians, we're gonna read verses 1 through 4. Okay, we're gonna do 1 through 4, and I'm not gonna post the scripts in the room, but we're gonna go. I'm gonna post all of it as we go, because sometimes we can have that banner at the bottom, then we read and it blocks, what we're reading. Okay,
Yeah.
so I decided to do something different tonight. But go when you get it, my brother, go ahead and read.
Now I say
Mm-hmm.
that the heir, as long as he is a child,
Mm-hmm.
different nothing from his servant,
Mm-hmm.
though he be Lord of all.
He said, man, being in sonship, right? Being an heir, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you go through the scripture, you could be an heir as a young man.
Yeah.
You could pass some land or something down to a young person.
Mm-hmm.
But he said, hey man, you different not from a child servant. You the same, you're on the same level, because he gonna tell you the next sentence. Exactly. Because you could give your child something, right?
Yeah.
And they're not old enough to receive it yet. But somebody's over them and telling them, hey, once you get this here, you got to do this. So they guiding them.
They
Just
guide
like
them, yeah.
remember, like when you go and read in some of the kings, he said, man, such and such was 13 years old when it began to rain.
Yeah.
Now you know that he had somebody
Oh, he had somebody giving him wise counsel.
giving wise counsel. So
Yeah.
you always gonna have the counsel. This is about we're gonna read right here in verse 2. Go ahead and read.
But it's under tutors
Under tutors.
and governors until the time appointed of the father.
So he said he under tutors and governors, right? So let's just peek at this word tutors, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna peep at it, just get a little understanding on it. Then we're gonna look at governors, and we're gonna keep it going. Okay. So he's up under tutelage, right? This the one to whom cares and honor everything that has instructions, right? One who has the care of tutelage of children, either where the father is dead, a guardian or minor, or whether the father is still alive. So you always gonna have some type of overseer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go back and look at this word governors. Now, we ain't talking about the governors of some other nation. Whatever we talk about is within the nation, right? Well, I'm gonna get right to the point. The apostles and other, I'm gonna say Yahudim teachers and bishops and overseers. Those are the ones that will surround people in the king, in the Hebraic faith.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't have no outside governors coming in over them, as far as taking care of this right here. Okay. But go ahead and read, bro.
3.
Go ahead.
Even so we,
Mm-hmm.
when we were children,
Mm-hmm.
were in bondage under the elements of the world.
He said, man, even so we were children in bondage under the elements of the world. we was all in bondage. Remember, our parents passed down what?
Yep.
All the stuff that they learned, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We grew up doing. If we're gonna go to the Sunday school,
Yes, sir.
eating unclean food,
Yes, sir.
doing all the holidays or
Ye-
holidays. I'm
Yep.
gonna put it this way.
Yep.
And
Trick or treat.
we were doing all that stuff. We
Yeah,
was under
yeah.
bondage, right?
Yep.
Under the element of the world, right? But go ahead and
Mhm.
read.
But when the fullness of time was come,
Uh-huh.
Yahweh sent forth his son,
Right.
made of a woman,
Mm-hmm.
made under the law.
He said, in the fullness of the time was come. Now we was in bondage doing all this stuff in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Religious is number one, and all that other follow, all that idolatry and all that stuff.
Yep.
But he had to send somebody.
Mm-hmm.
He had to send somebody, and he said he sent forth his son, made of a woman, made under the law. So let's go look at something. Let's go now. Y'all hold y'all spot at Galatians, because we're gonna be in and out of here through the entire lesson. Let's go to Daniel chapter 9. We're gonna read one verse. Daniel chapter 9. And we're gonna pick it up at verse 24. So he sent his only begotten son, right? And I know there's a whole lot in this right here, but we're gonna look at it. And there's a whole lot going in, but we just want to pick up something out of that. Go ahead and read, brother.
70 weeks are determined upon thy people
Mm-hmm.
and upon thy holy city
Mm-hmm.
to finish the transgression,
To finish the what?
the transgression, and to make an end of sin.
So, because we was in transgression of law and we had sin on us, right?
Yes, sir.
So somebody had to come and save us and put us out. That's
Mhm.
bondage. Just like when we was before we came into the knowledge of the truth, were we not doing the same thing?
Yes, sir.
And we had to do something, right?
Yes, sir.
But go ahead and read.
And to make a reconciliation for iniquity,
Uh-huh.
and to bring an everlasting righteousness.
Because he did do that. He made reconciliation for our iniquity.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he came to do. And we're going to show you that. And to bring in everlasting righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
We reading this everlasting righteousness right here, ain't it?
Yes, sir.
But go ahead.
And to seal up the vision
Yeah.
and prophecy,
And what?
and to anoint the most holy.
That's right. Now let's go to Matthew. Y'all know who this is. Ain't nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Who could it be?
Mm-hmm.
Who could it be? Matthew, we'll read one verse there. Matthew chapter 1 and verse 23. Matthew 1 to 23. Go ahead and read it, my brother.
Behold,
Mm-hmm.
a virgin shall be with child,
Yeah.
and shall bring forth a son,
Mm-hmm.
and they shall call his name Emmanuel.
Hold on for a minute. He said a virgin shall be with child. Not if she wasn't a virgin, it should have been a woman shall be with child.
Mm-hmm.
She was a virgin
Mm-hmm.
to our non-messianic brethren
Yeah,
and sisters.
a young damsel,
Right, but go ahead and read it, brother.
which being interpreted is
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh with us.
That's right. Now let's go look at it again. Let's go to. I didn't want to show you that that we know that He sent His only Son to come and save us. And to put my glasses on.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. He sent for to get us under that bondage and under elements of the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And He sent forth His Son, right? Born of a woman. That's what we read about right now. Now let's go back to Galatians. Galatians, we're gonna pick it up at verse 5. Read that 5 for me, my brother.
To redeem them that were under the law,
Mm-hmm.
that we may receive the adoption of sons.
Now He came to do what? Let's go back. He said, man, sent forth His Son, made of a woman under the law,
Mm-hmm.
to redeem them that was under the law, which were us, right? Because He had to be
Mhm.
made under law too.
Yep.
Because somebody had to make a sacrifice. Man had to make that atonement.
Yes, sir.
But wasn't nobody on this earth clean enough to do it.
Mm.
That's why he had to send his son. That's the only cleanest thing. That's the only holy one
Yeah.
out of Israel
Mhm.
to redeem them that were under the law of what? The law of sin and death.
Mhm.
We was on death row, bro.
Mm.
He had to come and get us from under death row, right? And go head on.
6.
Now
You want me to go to the next?
read that middle. That he what? That we might what?
That we may receive the adoption of sons.
That we might receive the adoption of sons.
Mhm.
Okay. Now let's go look at it. Let's go to Matthew 20.
Okay.
Let's go to Matthew chapter 20. Y'all hold your spot there. We're coming back. Let's go to Matthew chapter 20. Matthew 20, and we're going to pick it up one verse. Matthew 20, and we're going to read one verse, and they're going to be verse 28. Let me mark these bad boys off over here. Go ahead and read, my brother.
Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto,
Mm-hmm.
but to minister.
He said, man, he ain't come to be served. You know, like a lot of jokers, you show up, everybody wants to, serve me and everything. I ain't come to do all that. I came to do what? He come to minister.
Yep.
I came to serve you and to do what?
And to give his life a ransom for many.
That's what he came to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he going to tell you something else too later on in this lesson. Let's go back to Galatians chapter 4. Let's go back and we're going to pick it up at verse 6. Galatians verse 6. We're going to read 6 through 9. Go ahead and read.
And because ye are sons,
Mm-hmm.
Yahweh hath sent forth the spirit of his son into your hearts, crying, Abba, Father.
So what spirit he sent into your heart? You talking about this right here or this right up here?
Right here.
We're going to have to look at that spirit that he sent into your heart. Go ahead and read.
Wherefore there are no more servants but a son.
Now he said he had to put his spirit in your heart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you're not a servant or a slave to sin, but a what?
But a son.
And go ahead.
And if a son, then an heir of Yahweh through Yahweh Shah.
Right. Now we would be heirs of the Father through the Son, right?
Yeah.
That's the only way we can get there. See, a lot of people don't realize, and like I said, non-messianic brothers and sisters, you got to go through Hamashiach, aka also known as Jesus Christ, the Bible speaker. A lot of jokers want to play with that name, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, where are we, brother?
We at verse 8.
Go ahead and read.
Howbeit then, when you knew not Yahweh, ye did service unto them, which by nature are no gods.
He said, man, when you knew not God or the Most High, you did service to them by natures are no God. We even served all that stuff over there.
Yeah.
Man, we done it all, haven't we?
Everything.
By nature, we served them.
Yep.
So we know that we supposed to be serving somebody by nature, right?
Yeah, we serve somebody.
You still want to serve somebody, even the folks who don't even crack the book over, they praying to somebody. They go down there and when they sit down to eat, they pray, they bow their head to something, talking to somebody. He said, but you did service to them, which by nature are no gods. But go ahead.
But now, after ye have known Yahweh, or rather are known of Yahweh, how turn ye again to the weak and beggarly elements?
He said, man, after you have known the Most High, or rather have known of him, how are you going to turn back to the weak and beggarly element? Let's look at this word beggarly element, okay? He said, why are you going to turn back to that? I'm going to get straight to the point. I'm going straight to the point. Look, to reduce to begging and asking alms, right? But let's get down to the real deal. Destitute of wealth, of learning and intellectual culture, which the school affords, men of this class mostly readily give themselves up to Christ or Hamashiach's teaching and prove themselves fitted to lay hold of the heavenly treasure. In other words, you know how we always say, study to show thyself approved. This is the real study to show thyself approved.
Yes,
In other words, you prove the Hamashiach, Yeshua, Jesus the Christ, that you approved to handle this kingdom business. That's the real study that show thyself approved, man.
Yeah.
So after you done learned all of this stuff, why you want to go back to the dumb?
Return back to your vomit.
He said, turn again to the weak and beggarly, to that dumb stuff. But go ahead.
We're at the end of 9.
Go ahead and read.
Whereunto you desire again to be in bondage.
He said, man, where you desire again to be back in bondage. I say it all the time, man. We bet this family down in Texas. Been in this walk 10 years. What they said, this been some years ago. Left doing this, keeping the feast days, keeping the Shabbat days, and all that other stuff, and went back to Sunday school. People do it all the time.
Yeah. And you know better.
You knew better. She said, yeah, we knew we Israelites and all blah, blah, blah. But it's love over there.
Yeah.
It's the touchy-feely love. It's the carnal love. You know, I'm so nice to y'all. That's the...
Yeah. So we in the truth now. It's just like it ain't no love in the house. Since we in the truth.
According to them, because you know what? You so, everybody's so kind and whatever. But there's a wolf in sheep clothing though. You think Satan gonna come up on you? Nigga, I'm Satan. Damn it, I'm killing everything. No. Did he come that way when he was in the garden?
He gonna slide up on you.
Man, why you want to go back to doing all that stuff? Why you want to go back to dragging the damn Christmas tree in your house and putting all that stupid stuff on that we used to do? Now, I do admit, them lights and stuff be out there. Them look color lights do look good.
They look good.
They look good. They ain't gonna lie. They ain't gonna send me stuff in line.
Well, can I keep it real with you? I never just got into it no way.
Right, I never did too. But when you see them lights out there, these heathens,
they look good. Like right now, Halloween. I'm on my way over here. Pumpkins lit up.
Yeah.
I had to check myself.
Yeah. Got the cats and bats hanging all over the damn place.
I said, boy, that look good.
Yeah, man. Look, them jokers had this stuff, man. Had one of these street lights. They decoration lights the whole street.
Oh yeah.
They cut that. The city can save them some money around here.
Oh yeah.
But he said, why you want to go back and do that stuff? You got to go buy presents and stuff.
Yeah.
Like folks over your house, you be glad when their ass leave. You know what I'm saying? You got to go cook stuff, and you like, man, all they always come over here.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bondage to me. Every holiday, so-called holiday, you got to spend money and entertain people.
But see, who truly want to be set apart? See, people say they want to be set apart, but who really want to be set apart?
Now, keep in mind, y'all. These are our brothers and sisters that was carried off into all this dumb stuff, right?
Galatia.
Let's go to 1 Corinthians, because Paul told the Corinthians the same thing. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. Let me mark this off. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 12.
What verse is that?
Did we do 9?
We did 9.
Okay. Now let's go to
12 and what?
1 Corinthians chapter 12.
This is verse 2.
We may read 2 and 3.
Okay.
Let's read that too. That too be fine, but go ahead and read. Now let me share. I'll tell you what, let me share my map right quick.
Okay.
Let me do that. Bam!
I
hope everybody can see that. I got a delay.
I'll just give you a visual.
Yeah, we're gonna just show you where Paul was going to. Okay. Now you can see Galatia, right? Now, if you go to the writings of Peter in the first Peter breaks down to who he was talking to, right?
Mm.
Paul talking to the same people.
Okay.
It was mentioned in his writings.
Yeah.
And he mentioned Peter mentioned Paul in his writings. Also, Paul mentioned Peter in his writings to these people here, right?
Okay.
So you got them right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got the Corinthian church. All of this, all in this area right here. So y'all get these maps and look it up. When you're doing your study, just break these maps out and look at them, okay? So you can get a visual where all Paul was going through, okay? Ain't no different than you look at the map of the world now, and we scattered in all these different places, okay? Now, we done with that. Now, go ahead and read that too. What did it say?
Ye know, that you were Gentiles,
Yeah.
carried away unto these dumb idols.
Now, the Gentiles can be carried away into their own. They got their own stuff out there, right?
Yeah.
Who was carried away into these dumb idols?
No other tribe.
There ain't nobody else.
Yeah.
We already
The house
established
of
it.
Israel.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So we already established that. He said you was carried away into these dumb idols. What?
Even as ye were led.
That's right, because that's something that just like we didn't have to be here, but our forefathers did what they did, and that's why we're in this captivity.
Yep.
But guess what? We was taught the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
The elements of this world, man. This dumb stuff. That like he's telling them right here, y'all carried away in these dumb idols.
Mm.
And you think about it now. They dumb idols.
Yeah.
Maybe you ever seen the Santa Claus come down the chimney?
Never.
What about damn flying reindeer?
Never seen it.
What about a rabbit laying some multicolored eggs?
I ain't seen it either.
You see the leprechaun up under the rainbow?
On TV. That's it.
Dumb stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We were carried away with that foolishness. You know.
Yeah.
You would, when you got your green on today, I'm gonna pinch you. You pinch me, I'm gonna knock.
Well, we doing it for the kids though, brother.
Just passing that same stuff down to them.
Yeah.
Right? Now let's go back, y'all, to Galatians. Just want to show you that. Paul had to tell, look, he had to tell them the same. Man, what in the world? My goodness. I'm on my game tonight.
So we're gonna step it up. We're gonna pick it up.
My spirit is vexed. Y'all pray for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Read that 9 again.
But now, after ye have known Yahweh, or rather are known of Yahweh, how turn ye again to the weak and beggarly elements, whereuntil ye desire again to be in bondage.
That's right.
10.
Yeah, go ahead and read. Well, we're gonna read 10 through 19. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Ye observe days and months and times and years. I am afraid of you.
He said, man, I'm afraid of you. I'm concerned of you. Go ahead and read.
Least I have bestowed upon you labor in vain.
You know how you get to talking to, how you start off at a ministry and you have people that comes in, you've been talking to them, and then, you've been going through the scriptures and breaking stuff down. And then you really afraid of because you see them doing good at one point. Man, you don't see them folks anymore, man. You don't know what these folks gonna do. You see them 1 minute, they gone. 2 or 3 seconds, they come back. Man, you'll be like, man, you kind of like, I'm concerned. Paul said, man, I'm concerned of y'all.
We see it all the time.
You get afraid, man. You be like, man, you don't know what's gonna happen to these,
Yeah.
You don't know if somebody persuade you to go some other route, which a lot of folks have. But go ahead on. Because you know what, when you dealing this, if you actually doing the work, man, it's sometimes it can be a little heavy on you, man.
Yeah.
If you really doing some kingdom work, it can be a little heavy on you, dealing with the people. But go ahead and read, brother, verse 12.
Brother, I beseech you, be as I am, for I am as ye are.
That's right.
Ye have not injured me at all.
He said, man, look, I'm playing with y'all. Be as I am, because I'm just like y'all. Because we up here teaching this lesson, don't mean that we got a free pass. We just like the rest of the people in the class. We tell them all the time. I struggle too.
Right.
I struggle. You struggle, Brother Charles?
Struggling now.
Hey man, we struggle just like y'all do.
Yeah.
Do we have to? You know, sometimes we'll bring some of these lessons out. Y'all might not like how it come on.
Yeah.
And then people get, I ain't gonna come around y'all such and such.
You know what I had to work on my delivery sometime, because I know I might say something that, that a person, might think is
right.
But really, truth be told, when I'm doing lessons, you don't mind if I say this?
No, go ahead, bro. Speak on.
Truth be told, when I do lessons, I just try to, I don't really focus on one individual.
Right.
Believe it or not. I look at stuff that happened over a period of time.
Right.
It might be 6 or 7 people doing it. That's okay. My spirit lead me to do a lesson on that.
Right.
So I just wanted to put that out there. That's all, bro.
But just like you said, man, we struggle too, man. And then when people want to get upset and all this stuff, he said, man, you have not injured me at all. People think they hurt you because they, I ain't stay there. I just come, I just rather not be around y'all no more. You ain't hurting us. He had to let these folks know. These folks must have been something else. I know the Corinthians was off the chain. But he did call them foolish Galatians, didn't he?
Yeah.
But go ahead and read.
13.
Go ahead.
You know how through infirmity of the flesh I preached the gospel unto you at the first.
Now, Paul said, man, through the infirmity of the flesh, I got some ailments going on. But I'm still preaching this gospel unto you at the first. I know I'll be hurting sometime. My eyes get to burning and all that kind of stuff. Teeth, we'll get feet get to cutting up on him. He got to limp up in there and do some work.
Still work.
Yeah. Because, Paul had the issue with that eye when Messiah knocked him down and going to Damascus, right? And that joker eyes ain't been right ever since. So he's dealing with some eye issues.
Yeah.
But go ahead and read. He gonna tell you. Go ahead.
And my temptation, which is in my flesh, ye despise not.
He said, man, because I'm going through some things, man. Y'all didn't hate I was going through this thing. But go ahead.
Nor reject it. But receive me as an angel of Yahweh, even as Yahshua HaMashiach.
Yeah.
Where is then the blessings ye spake of?
He said, man, where's all this blessed? People I want to talk about how they bless and they heal. And I mean, where all this stuff y'all spake of? All this blessedness. Where is it? For what?
For I bear you record that if it had been possible, ye would have plucked out your own eyes and have given them to me.
Ooh, Paul's speaking kind of bold to these jokers. But go ahead and read.
And now therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth.
Hey, that's like with us or any other teacher. Because you got some other teachers out there, man, bring it hard.
Yeah.
Brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Have you become your enemy because they tell you the truth? But we have to. Because our soul's on the line too. Even some of the lessons that brothers do cuts me too. I'm like, man, I need to straighten up on that. If you're going to be as with Hamashiach, if you plan on getting into the kingdom, that's what this whole thing is about.
Yeah.
You got to do some straighten up.
Yeah.
You got to get away from being a bond or a slave or something so you could be free. We're going to break that down, right? But go ahead, 17. What did it say?
They zealously affect you.
They what?
Zealously affect you.
Let's look at this word, zealously affect. Because a lot of folks zealously affect you too. We don't see it. You can see it all the time. To burn with zeal, to be heated or to bore with envy, hatred, and anger. Joker hating on you, envy. A lot of folks zealously affect you. But go ahead and read, brother.
they zealously affect you, but not well.
Right.
Yea, they would exclude you, that ye may affect them.
That's right, because a lot of folks, hey, they be hating on you and everything. They don't want you around there. You might show up, you might show them up or something. You know what I'm saying? Just like some of these, you know, just like some of these preachers, whatever. You come around there, because a lot of them think you're dumb. Matter of fact, they know you're dumb.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to offend anybody, but they know you don't read the book.
So they can tell you anything.
Man, they can say you anything. As long as you say Jesus and God and bless and Holy Spirit. It's about a few other words they do to get you all roused up. So you'll think that he's a holy man or she's a holy woman. But they know you don't know anything because they probably throw something at you and say, okay, he's still dumb. You know what I'm saying? But you come around somebody with some knowledge, all that foolishness is going to stop.
Yep.
They're going to zealously affect you and exclude you too. That's why we tell folks, hey, if you coming around, keep coming around and learning. So you go back to your Sunday school and then you start questioning them on some things and even put the book in front and say, now break this down for you. They supposed to be teaching you this book. They supposed to be teaching you how not to be a slave, which they keeping you in slavery so you can be free. They teach you to be free.
Well, you won't be that long, no way.
That's
Once
why.
You start questioning the powers that be, you know.
That's why they said they're going to zealously affect you and they're going to exclude you. Trust me, you go over there with this book open, you start reading this book, you up out of there. But go ahead and read. That's for my brothers and sisters who's in Sunday school, who's watching us. But
18.
Go ahead.
But it is good to be zealously affected always in a good thing.
It is always to be hated for a good thing. It's always to be hated that you try to keep law, say you trying to find out what you're supposed to do. You try to keep law, statutes, commandments. You standing firm on the word of Yah, a word of God. It's good to be zealously affected by that when you do good. But go ahead.
And not only when I'm present with you.
He said, but not only when I'm present with you. But go ahead. Now, we still reading the letters that Paul writes to the Galatians, okay? But go ahead and read. But see, this still for our learning too, right? So when we read these letters, we got to understand the same spirit that's in the earth and the same stuff goes on, so we know how to deal with people. Okay? But go ahead. My
little children.
Yeah.
Of whom I've travailed in birth again until Yahshua be formed in you.
He said, man, he called them my little children because they are little children.
Yeah.
And when you have little children, don't you teach them?
Yeah.
You got to start from scratch. He called them little children of whom I travail, he said travail in birth. When a woman travail in the birth, she's doing some laboring at it. That's some hard work at it. Again, until Christ be formed in you. How Christ be formed in you? This word got to get into your mind. Let's go and look at something. Let's go to 1 Corinthians. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 4. 1 Corinthians chapter 4. And we're going to pick it up, Brother Charles, at verse 14. First Corinthians 4 and 14, because he said, hey, I travail in birth. 1 Corinthians 4 and verse 14. When you get it, brother, go ahead and read.
I write not these things to shame you, but as my beloved sons, I warn you.
Okay, he writes to the Corinthians, okay? But he said, but my beloved sons, I warn you, you know. But go ahead and read.
For though ye have 10,000 instructors in Yahshua, yet have ye not many fathers. For in Yahshua HaMashiach, I have begotten you through the gospel.
He said that's how he travailed. He did a lot of work. That's how he begotten them through the gospel. And what else? Go ahead and read. Did I have 16 on there?
16?
Read that 16.
Wherefore I beseech you,
Yeah.
be ye followers of me.
He said, man, look, I begat you through the gospel. I'm supposed to be over you. Follow me as he followed Hamashiach. Basically, he's telling them, follow me because I'm following Christ.
Yeah.
That's who I'm following. I am so responsible for y'all to teach y'all this word and get this word to you. That's why you stand in front of some of these teachers. Some of the sisters stand in front of some of the sisters. They was given to them so they could teach them the book. And watch what they do, because we supposed to do and teach, right? So we just can't just be sitting up here just going over lesson after that. But hey, let's go to the game. What time they gonna get started? Yeah. Now we don't do that. I know, Brother Charles, he finna cut on back to the house so he get up under his little snuggie, whatever that thing.
My little blanket.
Your little blanket.
Yeah.
Oh, snuggly, or whatever that thing they call it.
T Boogie, he know it.
But yeah, let's go back to Galatians. He said, man, I've been travailed and birth, and I have begotten thee through his labor. Pick it up at verse 20. We're going to read verse 20 through 24. But go ahead and read.
I desire to be present with you now, and to change my voice, for I stand in doubt of you.
He said, man, I'd rather be present, because he wrote this letter to him, right? I don't want to write this long lengthy letter. I'd rather be there with y'all.
Yeah.
He said, but I stand in doubt of y'all. Something going on here. He said, man, something is troubling me with y'all. You know what I'm saying? When you got doubt of somebody, you be like, man, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with this person. I don't know which way to go with this person.
Yeah.
When you're in doubt with somebody, okay, which way should I go with it? You know, and Paul in that situation with these folks. Now we get into the bond and free, right? But go ahead and read, brother.
21. Tell me, ye that desire to be under the law, do ye not hear the law?
He said, now you desire to be under the law, just like our non-man said his brother. Because do you not hear the law? When you go and transgress, you got to go and do a sacrifice. So if they said that they don't need Hamashiach, who you take your sacrifices to?
Give it to them.
You got to take your sacrifices somewhere.
Yeah.
See, it was cold what he did. He had to come and do that because he knew we were going to go in captivity and we ain't going to have absolutely nothing. No priesthood or nothing.
So the ones that don't believe in Yahushua, they need to just keep killing goats and bulls and stuff like that.
And they got to go take it to, they got to go find them a temple.
Yeah.
They got to go find the Levitical priesthood. And they need to go and get some bulls and goats and all that other stuff and go to the book and find out every time they do something stupid, they got to go and take the book and do a sacrifice.
And the bulls and goats have to be the firstborn male had to be
all that
blemish free.
All that.
Yeah. So you can't go to Walmart and just, hey, give me some of that old goat meat over there.
No, sir, you can't do that.
Oh, okay.
He said, man, do you hear the law? Because you know, if you offend one, you damn near offending all that. What about the ones that's almost up to death? Every time you sin, you got to come up with something. You know, Israel is a sinful nation. All their little animals and stuff be gone.
Yeah.
So Messiah had to come down and get us off death row. Because what if he didn't do that? Man, we out of here.
Yep.
But go ahead and read.
22.
But I'm telling them brothers and sisters, since y'all don't want to be up under Christ, JC or whatever y'all want to play with, Yeshua HaMashiach from my Hebrews speaking brothers and sisters, the ones in the English tongue, Jesus the Christ, if you want to be up under him, y'all in trouble. But go ahead and read.
For it is written,
that
Abraham had two sons.
Yes, sir.
The one by a bondmaid, the other by a free woman.
Now, he had two sons.
Yep.
And we're going to find out what happened to these two sons. Sometimes people be in the same situation, the same exact scenario that Abraham's in. You know how back in the day, you done made a covenant with, you did your own covenant. and the father and son, they ain't had nothing to do with it. You did your own thing.
Yeah.
That's your covenant. You made it over there.
Yep.
But go ahead. I ain't gonna spoil it. I'll go ahead and read, bro. 23.
23.
Yeah, go ahead.
But he who was under the bondwoman was born after the flesh.
That's right. He was born after the flesh. But go ahead and read.
But he of the free woman was by promise.
That's right. Because we're gonna look at that. He was born over here. That's something I ain't had nothing to do with.
Mm.
I had something to do with the promise.
Mm-hmm.
I got to seal the deal right over here. Everybody else doing their own thing is gonna be right over here.
Mm-hmm.
You do your own thing, you go over there. But if you wanna do what I say, you gonna be part of the promise. Mm-hmm. That's what Paul telling the Galatians. He gonna break it down to him. Read that 24, man.
Which things are an allegory.
That's right. It's just a little example. But go ahead and read.
For these are the two covenants.
These are two covenants.
The one from the Mount Sinai.
Yeah.
Which generous to bondage.
He said this one from Mount Sinai. What did he give us on Mount Sinai? He gave Moses the laws, right? Yep. We had the royal law, right?
Yep.
And everything that followed after that. Mm-hmm. On Mount Sinai, right?
Yep.
So we already know he gave him the Torah. The first 5 books Moses wrote, right? Mm-hmm. He said, bang, they generous to bondage.
Yeah.
But go ahead on.
Which is a God.
Which is a God. Let's look at this. A God. We know who it is, but I'm just going to show the people. Hagar, Abraham's concubine and mother of Ishmael.
See, everybody don't know that.
Right.
They know it now.
Right. So let's go and look at it, y'all. Let's go into Genesis.
Yes, sir.
Hold your spot because we're coming back, but we're going to be in Genesis for a few minutes, okay? So we're going to work Genesis. We're going to Genesis chapter 16. Because he said, man, these are two. She had 2 sons, right? Abraham had the 2 boys. Is that what the book say?
Yes, sir.
He said he was 2 covenants, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to read verses 1 through 12, Brother Charles. Then we're going to skip down, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Sarai and Hagar. Because we just read where one was born of the flesh, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one of the free woman was by promise. One was born after the flesh, and the other was born by the free woman. Mm-hmm. But we're going to deal with that flesh stage on tomorrow, most high willing, on chapter 5 and chapter 6. But go ahead and read, my brother.
Now Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children. Mm-hmm. And she had an handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar.
Yes, sir.
And Sarai said unto Abram, behold now, the Lord have restrained me from bearing. Mm-hmm. I pray thee, go unto my maid, and it may be that I obtain children by her. Mm-hmm. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai.
Boy, he had no problem doing that, ain't he?
No
ain't
problem.
No argument, baby. You sure you want me to do that? You know, he just went on and had a little bit.
Yeah.
She made the deal.
She made it.
Do you see the Father or the Son? You see Elohim in this scenario right here? I don't see him either. Y'all see it? That's y'all did. That's y'all mess y'all got going on. Just like today. We could make covenant. We made covenants with the heathen nations, and he said, man, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with these other nations out here. When you go out there and do things and do your own thing, he don't have anything to do with it. Mm-hmm. Because there's something attached to it when you go and make your own covenants, right?
Yeah.
But go ahead and read.
And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife.
Man, I ain't gonna go there. But she gave her handmaid to be his wife. Mm-hmm. And what happened?
And he went in unto Hagar.
Yeah, he did.
And she conceived.
She did conceive. She what?
Conceived.
Now Abraham was dealing with his wife for 10 years. Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing happened over there. But he just went into Hagar and she could see. And what happened?
And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes.
Oh, she got a little hate going on right there.
Mm-hmm.
But you gave him over.
Yeah.
You gave her to your husband. We still read about. Go ahead and read, bro.
And Sarai said unto Abram,
Mm-hmm.
my wrong be upon thee.
That's right.
I have given my maid unto thy bosom.
Mm-hmm.
And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judged between me and thee.
Mm-hmm.
But Abram said unto Sarai, behold, thy maid is in thy hand.
Mm-hmm.
Do to her as it pleases thee.
Man, he said, man, look here, that's your maid. You do whatever you want to do with her. Abraham was studying.
Mm-hmm.
I did what you want me to do. I went into her. She got the baby.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. That's y'all business.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like just a regular old brother.
Yep.
Man, ain't got nothing to do with it. Y'all handle that over there.
Mm-hmm.
And what?
And when Sarai dealt hardly with her,
Mm-hmm.
she fled from her face.
Boy, I could. That's a sister there.
That's a sister, ain't it? Right, I'm gonna leave her alone.
Huh?
Now, sister, they can see the brothers. We can have an altercation, you know. For the most part, even if we don't see eye to eye, we'll say, you know what? Hey, you know, I see my spirit don't bear with your spirit,
Mm-hmm.
but we not gonna we gonna shalom each other and we gonna keep it moving.
We're gonna keep the commandments.
Yeah, we still gonna show that love, man.
That's right. That's all. Hey, man.
That's all we can do.
What else do we have?
That's it.
And I ain't talking about all sisters either, because I know some of you sisters get y'all know how to shalom it too.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a sister here. But anyway, go ahead, bro. Verse 17.
7.
Mm-hmm.
And the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness,
Mm-hmm.
by the fountain in the way of Shur.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence cometh thou?
Mm-hmm.
And whither will thou go?
Mm-hmm. He said, where you coming from and where you going?
Uh-huh.
But what did she say?
And she said,
Mm-hmm.
I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai.
Uh-huh.
And the angel of the Lord said unto her,
what did he say?
Return to thy mistress.
Yeah.
And submit thyself under her hand.
Go ahead.
And the angel of the Lord said unto her,
Mm-hmm.
I will multiply thy seed exceedingly.
He said, the angel told her that he gonna multiply her seed exceedingly. And what?
That it shall not be numbered for a multitude.
He said, but it's not gonna be numbered for multitude. Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want your seed, you gonna have plenty of seed out there, but it's not gonna be numbered for multitude. Mm-hmm. But go ahead and read.
And the angel of the Lord said unto her,
mm-hmm.
Behold, thou art with child, and shall bear a son,
mm-hmm.
and shall call his name Ishmael.
Yes, sir.
Because the Lord hath heard thy affliction.
He said, you're gonna call his name Ishmael, because he had heard your affliction, right? But go ahead and read.
And he will be a wild man.
Stop right there. He will be a what?
A wild man.
He's going to be a wild man. If you go up there, hold on a minute. Come on now. He's going to be a wild ass man.
Mm-hmm. They say wild ass.
That's what it is, ain't it?
Yeah.
So we go there, the biblical definition, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he will be a wild ass man, and what?
And his hand would be against every man.
That's what a wild ass man do, ain't it?
Yeah.
Do we not have all these wild ass men running around whatever city you in? I know in Memphis, these wild asses running all over the place, ain't it? Mm-hmm. And they doing all type of wickedness. Mm-hmm. But go ahead and read it.
And every man's hand against him.
So they back and forth at each other. And does that sound familiar? Mm-hmm. Now, that's Abraham's son now.
Yep. Ishmael.
The one on the outside. He's gonna be a wild ass man, and every man hand gonna be against him, and he won't do what?
And he shall dwell in the presence of his brother.
So he's gonna be all around you. He going somewhere with this. Go ahead and read, brother.
Drop down to 16.
Drop down to 16. We read
12.
Okay, let's drop down to
12.
16. Okay, because that's all I want to pick up there. Remember, he's gonna be a wild ass man. This is Abraham's son now. And read that. Abraham what? I mean, Abram was what?
And Abram was 86 years
Mm-hmm.
when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abram.
So he was 86 years old, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, now let's go into the next chapter. Let's go to the next chapter, y'all. We're gonna read 17. We're gonna read verses 1 through 21. We're gonna do some eating here. You need the swigs, man. Get your.
No, I'm good.
You good?
I'm good.
Oh,
I'm ready.
all right, man. Let's eat.
And when Abram was 90 years old and 9,
Mm-hmm.
the Lord appeared to Abram and said unto him,
Mm-hmm.
I am the Almighty Yah.
Mm-hmm.
Walk before me and be thou perfect.
How can you walk before the Most High or Elohim and be thou perfect? Man, you got to do some commandment keeping. You got to do it, you know. And remember, we talk about Father Abram. He ain't changed the name yet, but go ahead and read.
And I will make my covenant between me and thee,
Mm-hmm.
and will multiply thy seed exceedingly.
He's going to multiply thee exceedingly.
Yeah.
He's talking about, now that's the covenant now he's making. He had nothing to do with over there with Hagar. That was your real over there. Y'all, that was y'all thing. Mm-hmm. That's what he going to make. He recognized covenants though.
Yeah.
Your outside, whatever you got going on, he don't deal with all that. Whatever you got going on the outside, he don't deal with that. Right? But go ahead and read.
And Abram fell on his face.
Mm-hmm.
And Yah talked with him, saying,
What did he say?
As for me, behold, my covenant is with thee,
Mm-hmm.
and thou shalt be a father of many nations.
That's right.
Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram,
Uh-huh.
but thy name shall be Abraham.
Yes, sir.
For a father of many nations have I made thee.
That's right.
And I will make thee exceedingly fruitful.
Mm-hmm.
And I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee.
Now he's talking about coming out of Abraham, out of his loins. He ain't talking about no other nation people. Mm-hmm. He said coming out of his loins. Starting with, we're going to figure out, go ahead and read, brother 7.
And I will establish my covenant between me and thee,
mm-hmm.
and thy seed after thee, in their generations, for an everlasting covenant.
He said, man, I'm going to establish my covenant between your seed, Abraham, that come out of you, that I made the promise with. There's a certain seed that comes out of Abraham, even though that you might have another seed somewhere else, but I'm making this with a certain seed that come out of you, Abraham. Because you are a faithful, perfect, and upright guy, and everybody comes out of you got to have the same spirit that's on you. Mm-hmm. But go ahead and read, bro.
To be a Elohim unto thee.
To be a what?
Elohim unto thee. And to thy seed after thee.
He said, I'm going to be an Elohim, or Elohim to you and your seed after you. Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead and read.
And I will give unto thee,
mm-hmm.
and to thy seed after thee, the land wherein thou art a stranger,
mm-hmm.
all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession.
Now that's a promise, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you the land of Canaan for an everlasting possession. Mm-hmm. Promise us the land.
Yeah.
They're flowing with milk and honey.
Yeah. Tax free.
Tax free.
Yeah.
Paid for.
Mm-hmm.
Can't nobody throw you off this land but the one who gave it to you, right? Mm-hmm. That's why we're sitting over here in Mary KKK and all these other places.
Yeah. We
in the four corners, right? Mm-hmm. But go ahead and read it.
And I will be their Elohim.
He said, when you go into this land, I'm going to be your Elohim. There going to be no other gods but me. I'm the only one, the one and only. Go ahead and read, bro.
And Yahweh said unto Abraham, thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore, thou and thy seed after thee in their generation.
Okay.
This is my covenant,
Okay.
which ye shall keep between me and you, and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you should be circumcised.
Every last one of them should be circumcised. Did we not read during the Greek when Israel started doing wickedly, they started making themselves uncircumcised in the heart and in the flesh, right? Going out to these other nations. Think about how many junkers, man, even just you may know of, right? You may not know of, but what I'm saying is how many of our brothers are not circumcised today?
Yep.
That was a covenant broken somewhere, man.
Yeah.
Not only because that circumcision is dealing with cutting off the flesh, cutting off. You know what I'm saying?
And on the 8th day.
On the 8th day. You're going to take this flesh off on the 8th day, right?
Yeah.
That's another lesson because they're dealing with the feast days and all that other stuff. But we got to let the Sunday school people know exactly what you're talking about. So when we get into our feast days, this right here directed, this is a schoolmaster pointing to that 8th day.
But see, can I say,
man, bring it on.
Now look, see, on the 8th day, I was kind of looking at that, and I said, why on the 8th day? See, the science bag it up too. See, I think your blood start clotting on the 8th day too.
Right.
So you have to wait till the 8th day. You know, I think that vitamin K. You can't if you try to do it on the 5th or 6th day, you might be in trouble.
Right.
Unless they inject some vitamin K in. I just want to put that out there.
Yes, sir. Verse 11.
And ye should circumcise the flesh of your foreskin.
Yes, sir.
And it should be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you.
So when a brother go and take care of business, whatever, he know look, I got a covenant. It's a token. That's exactly what it is. Your circumcision. It's a token. Okay. And when you look at that circle, okay, I know I got a covenant, and I know I can't put this thing anywhere in any unclean thing. You know what I'm saying? I got to keep the faith of my father Abraham. That's what we read. And what?
And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you. Every man child in your generation. He that is born in the house or bought with money of any stranger, which is not of thy seed.
So it don't matter if you got people born in your house or somebody who's not of thy seed that's bought with money, they got to be circumcised. Or when you mean by bought with money, they were bought with money. I'm trying to find that word, but it slips me, you know. Bought with a ransom. But anyway, he said, man, all of them got to be circumcised on the 8th day. But go ahead and read.
He that is born in thy house, and he that is bought with thy money, must need be circumcised. And my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant.
That's right. Because this circumcision represents your mind being circumcised. Like I said, remember we read in the Maccabees where they was up under the Greeks. They was up under Alexander the Greek, I'm gonna call it. Alexander during his time period where they had wicked men in Israel, made the people to be uncircumcised in the heart and the mind by going after the ways of the. Hold on for a minute, y'all. UPS.
Okay.
But anyway, what was that, man? I lost my train.
You was at 14. We was talking about actually 13. We was talking about the covenant should be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant.
That's right. Because because your mind has to be circumcised. We're talking about the Maccabees, right?
Yeah.
And they made them uncircumcised by their actions.
Yeah.
Because they learned the ways of the heathen nation instead of continuing on and keeping law, statute, commandments. Hallelujah. But go ahead and read, brother.
14.
Yes, sir.
And the uncircumcised man, child, whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised, that soul should be cut off from his people. He have broken my covenant.
He said, man, if he's not circumcised, it's pointing toward the mind.
Mm-hmm.
He's not being circumcised of the mind. Even though he had to do the physical thing, right? But your mind got to be right in order to get the physical thing done, right?
Mm-hmm.
How would you get it done? Because a lot of want to glory into the circumcision of Moses. That's what they was having. We talked about it in the first three chapters. I mean, first three chapters, they were talking about, well, you got to be circumcised. If you're not circumcised, you can't be saved. They were concentrating on the physical stuff, but Paul was teaching the circumcision on the spiritual level. Y'all worried about the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
Ishmael was after the flesh.
Yeah.
But if you in the spirit, you after the promise.
You see,
that was all this thing was all
Ishmael
about.
was boasting about that little piece of flesh.
Yeah, he was boasting about that little piece of flesh.
Yeah.
Just like he said in New when Paul and Barnabas and Titus them had he told you in Acts chapter 15, he said, man, we had to go to Jerusalem because a joker came out there teaching circumcision.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that you can't be saved unless you get the circumcision.
Mm-hmm.
And they teaching Christ.
Yeah.
No, you got to be circumcision. So in other words, he was in there chatting with a non-messianic. But anyway, go ahead and read, brother.
15.
Read it.
In your house said until Abraham,
Mm-hmm.
as for Sarai, thy wife,
Mm-hmm.
thou should not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be.
Mm-hmm.
And I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her. And she shall be a mother of nations.
Mm-hmm.
Kings of people shall be of her.
Mm-hmm.
Then Abraham fell on his face and laughed.
Oh, he did what?
He fell on his face and laughed.
Mm-hmm.
And said in his heart, shall a child be born of him that is 100 years old?
Mm-hmm.
And shall Sarah, that is 90 years old, bear?
Mm-hmm. That sounds strange, huh?
Yeah, that sounds real strange to me.
But go ahead, brother.
And Abraham said unto Yahweh, oh, that Ishmael may live before thee.
He said, man, I got Ishmael, let him, live before thee.
Mm-hmm.
What did God say?
And Yahweh said,
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, thy wife, shall bear thee a son indeed.
He ignored him, did he?
Mm-hmm.
He went on there, she going to bear you a son indeed.
And thou shalt call his name Isaac.
Oh, let's see what what does Isaac mean.
Uh-oh.
Because, the father and son, they got a sense of humor too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on.
It's freezing up.
All right. Y'all hold on for a minute. Let me reboot. Y'all hold on for a minute. Let me reboot this thing. All right, we're back, y'all. If y'all can hear us, give us one in the room. Check, check, check. Man, these jokers, man, they tripping tonight. There we go. We back in action, man. All right, let me share my screen. UPS man knocking on my door.
Mm-hmm.
They start trick or treating yet? I got to put my sign out there. Tell them
Probably
get the hell away from me.
They're gonna start a day or two early now on the Shabbat.
Okay, let's go back to Genesis
19,
chapter
19.
All right, let me go back to Genesis 17.
Who was at 19? Middle of 19.
Yeah, I had to get back 19. Okay, now remember Abraham laughed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what Isaac means. Like I said, man, they gotta.
He laughs.
He laughs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you over there laughing?
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm gonna name your son Isaac.
Yeah.
He laughs.
Yeah.
All right.
But he told him what his name is gonna be.
Mm-hmm. Just throwing it out there. But go ahead and read, brother.
Middle of 19.
Yes, sir.
And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant,
Mm-hmm.
and with his seed after him.
He said, man, I'm going to establish my covenant with Isaac and his seed after him.
Mm-hmm.
So how in the world you get other nations trying to make a covenant with Isaac?
Mm-hmm.
How can you get the wild ass man try to get in the covenant with Isaac?
Mm-hmm.
Isaac is just like his father Abraham. Did you not tell him, walk before him and be thou perfect?
Mm-hmm.
And he's not supposed to teach his son the same thing.
Yeah.
So they walking to be thou perfect, right?
Yeah.
So you in the household. Hey, Isaac, Ishmael wasn't in the household and all this stuff right here going on. He was cast out.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go ahead and read. Go ahead, brother. 20.
As for Ishmael,
Mm-hmm.
I've heard thee.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, I have blessed him,
Mm-hmm.
and will make him fruitful,
Mm-hmm.
and will multiply him exceedingly.
Yes, sir.
12 princes shall he begat.
Yeah.
And I will make him a great nation.
He said, man, they gonna begat 12 princes. And he gonna be a great nation and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't forgot him because you know what? It's a blessing
Mm-hmm.
when your father being blessed. Even though you not a part of the promise.
Yeah.
He said, man, I take care of your son. No,
He was blessed on account of Abraham.
Right. That's his son. He knew Abraham loved that boy.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had to go and see him and stuff, you know. But anyway, good said 21.
21.
Read that 21.
But my covenant I will establish with Isaac.
Yeah.
Which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year.
Okay, let's go into chapter 21. We're going to skip a little bit. So we know that the promise or the free woman is Sarah, and we know the bondswoman is over there as Hagar, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to read 21. We're going to read verses 8. I think I'm going to stop it at 13, my brother. But I just want to get to the part where they grew up and all the drama went down, okay?
Okay.
So go ahead and read, bro.
And the child grew
Mm-hmm.
and was weaned. And Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned.
Mm-hmm. So they get a nice little party.
Yeah.
They have a party.
Yeah, but why did they? Well, I ain't gonna go there. But you notice he was weaned, right?
Yeah. He was weaned, so that was a
Yeah.
milestone that, like you mentioned in your lesson, right?
Yeah. He might have been 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know. They just say he was weaned.
Mm-hmm. But go ahead and read.
And Sarah saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian,
Mm-hmm.
which she had born unto Abraham, mocking.
So he over there mocking, right?
Yeah.
So when you mocking somebody, we already know what mocking is, but we're gonna look at it anyway.
Seems like that shouldn't be so, mocking. Well, why she get rid of just for mocking?
But it was a little serious than that.
Oh, okay.
But he was saying, look here to sport.
Yeah.
play to make sport. Cause folk can they can do all kinds of stuff to play at sport with you.
Yeah.
Point guns at you.
Yeah.
Point board.
Make a sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make fun of it.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So she saw him over what? Mocking him.
Yep.
Over there mocking.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened? Because it's the same thing today. You part of the promise. Folks gonna mock you. You always try to keep these laws, statutes, commandments. Folks gonna mock you. Did they not mock Noah and his family when they was in there doing their thing? He said Noah was a righteous man, wasn't he?
Yeah. Till it started raining.
All them other folks was on the outside mocking, what?
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead and read.
Wherefore she said unto Abraham,
Mm-hmm.
Cast out this bondwoman and her son.
Cast out this bondwoman and her son.
For the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac.
Said that bondwoman's son ain't gonna be heir with my son.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead and read.
And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son.
Because he loved that boy.
Yep.
He was with him 13 years around.
Yep.
When he got, so during this time, he was a little older now, right?
Yep.
So you emotionally attached to your son. You had to see him throw your son out.
Yeah. Nice.
But go ahead. What the Lord say to him?
And Yahweh said unto Abraham,
What did he say?
Let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad,
Mm-hmm.
and because of thy bondwoman,
Mm-hmm.
and all that Sarah hath said unto thee.
Mm-hmm.
Hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
He said, man, for Isaac, I already got this thing set up. Don't worry about him. He gonna have his little folks over there on the outside. But go ahead, 13.
And also of the son of the bondwoman, I will make a nation, because he is thy seed.
That's right, because remember, it's just like you have children on the outside of your covenant with your marriage, and you have they have children and all that other stuff too, don't they? That's a blessing, ain't it?
Yep.
Don't they not have jobs and all this other stuff? And they still eating and all that. That's a blessing, ain't it? But they ain't in the covenant. They're not part of the promise. The part of the promise is with the covenant that he make with you and your wife and your sons and your son's son. That's the covenant right there. It ain't got nothing to do with that outside stuff. Okay, now let's go back, y'all. Let's go back to Galatians. We almost done. Like I said, it's not a long lesson tonight. We're just dealing with this. Galatians. Now we're going to read it. Galatians 4, and we're going to pick it up at 25. 4 and 25. Okay, when you get it, brother, go ahead.
For this Agar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, and answer to Jerusalem, which now is.
Now we talking about to answer to Jerusalem. That represent what? Because we already know that Agar is Hagar, right? So who is Jerusalem? They got to be Abraham, man. That's who she asked.
Yep, answer
to Sarah. His wife.
Yep, that makes sense.
Because she's the bondwoman, and then she, because Jerusalem is what? Which is now what?
Which now is, and is in bondage with her children.
But go ahead and read.
But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
So who is our mother? They're going back to Abraham. That's dealing with Sarai, right? Because is it not the covenant came out of her? She said, look.
So Sarah is the mother of us all. Because that's that allegory they was talking about.
That's the allegory talking about. That's our mother, because the covenant, he told her that I'm going to multiply your seed, your seedling, right? So he letting her know, even though you might have Isaac, but you still going to have all these other seeds after you.
So he was comparing our landmass to Sarah. Because when I first read that mother of us all, I was thinking about Jerusalem all the way. I didn't think about Sarah. Also,
we talk about going to the promise,
mm-hmm,
right?
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead on.
Where we at?
We at verse
27.
Hold on for a minute. He said, let me go back. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, is the mother of us all, right? Let's go to Isaiah.
Okay.
Let's go to Isaiah chapter 2.
All right.
Let's go to Isaiah chapter 2.
Man, I just caught that. I read that. Man.
Because can't nobody get the land unless you part of the covenant and you part of the promise. He ain't promised that to nobody else but Abraham's seed. Isaiah 2, and we're going to read verses 1 through 3. When you get it, my brother, go ahead and read.
The word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it.
Now this going back into New Jerusalem, even when the Father, when the Father comes, right? He gonna set his New Jerusalem up over there, right? But that's part of the land, that's part of the promise. But you got to be of Abraham's seed. Remember when Messiah was dealing with the Pharisees, and he told them, I know that you of Abraham's seed, but why you seek to kill me? And that's not what Ishmael tried to do to Isaac.
Yep.
Did he not try to kill him according to Jasher?
Yeah, the book of Jasher.
I know you be Abraham's seed. I know you seek to kill me, right?
That word mocking, it says a whole lot. It don't tell you what really, transpired,
Why? Because when you're on the outside, you're a wild ass man.
Yep.
You'll do anything when you're in bondage and you keep no laws, statutes, and commandments. When you lawless, you're a wild ass man. And when you're not keeping laws, statutes, and commandments, where's your promise? Not with the one that's free. But go ahead and read, bro.
3. And many people shall go and say,
what they gonna say?
Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the Elohim of Jacob.
The God of who?
Of Jacob.
That's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? I'll go ahead.
And he will teach us his ways, and he will walk in his path. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
That's right.
Keep reading.
No, that's all I want. Go just let you know in this land where you're going to, if you part of the promise, this is where you're gonna be flowing to that land, right? Because you can't be part of the bond woman or the son of the bond woman, which is represent you in bondage to sin and transgression, right? You cannot be part of the promise. Okay, let's go to Galatians. Go back to Galatians. We hit that one. I'm missing something in here. Did I miss something? Okay, no, I'm thinking about tomorrow. I'm sorry, y'all. Because some of this stuff that we talk about tonight, we're gonna look at it again tomorrow. Okay, Galatians 4. Let's go back. In verse 27, go ahead and read.
For it is written, rejoice, thou barren that beareth not, break forth and cry, thou that travaileth not. For the desolate have many more children than she which have an husband.
He says, so the desolate has many more children. So there going to be many more children of the desolate or the bondwoman out than she that has a husband, right? Is not Christ our husband? There's going to be more folks on the outside of the bondwoman because they're not going to be heirs with she has a husband. That makes sense, ain't it?
Yeah, like I said, this word was made for many, but the word will come for few.
For few.
Yeah.
Everybody not getting into the land.
Yep.
So you want to have more people on the outside. That's why we tell folks, why you think these Shabbat classes be so small?
Yeah, a remnant.
It always been small.
And see, the circle gets smaller and smaller. You got the remnant, then you got the remnant in the remnant.
Now, dealing with that's right.
Yeah.
So when you look at the bondwoman representing you and slave to the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
You in bondage to what? That same stuff that Paul was telling them. Why don't you want to come into this truth and then go back and be a slave and do all that foolish stuff and then dealing with these dumb idols?
And then when you go back, they really gonna talk. You gonna get talked about once you go back. They might not say it in front of your face, but they gonna look. He was the same. Somebody telling me not to eat swine's flesh. Look at him over there.
Right, because just like she said, cast out this bondwoman and her son.
Yeah.
So when you getting cast out, you thrown out. Just like you getting thrown out. He said, man, many gonna be thrown out in outer darkness. We're gonna be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So you got to find out, are you bond or are you free? I say we free. Why are we free? Because we're not in bondage to sin and transgression. We're not in bondage to none of these dumb idols that we used to deal with. We've been free. Why? Because we came into the knowledge of the truth. Now we taste a little bit of the Father and the Son. Now we know better. Why in the hell would you want to go back and do that stuff? Just the letter he's telling them. Why would you want to be a slave all over again? And some of our people love being a slave.
Love it.
They in slavery now. A lot of them trying to figure out how in the hell they're going to get them criminal presents. Can't even say the word right.
Yeah.
Because they were saying on TV, I watching the news, they talking about, I think Walmart, one of those stores said, hey man, we cutting out the layaway program. You got to come here with some cash.
See, they worried about Christmas presents, but have you noticed everything going up?
Everything's going to
rent. That's here in Memphis, here in this region. From last year, rent is 23% higher than it was last year. Gas almost $5 a gallon, $4 and some a gallon. The food, all the food up, everything going up, right? And you worried about a Christmas present. Boy, this is unbelievable.
I hope I never was in that. Your head has been so daggone long, you know. All praise to the Most High that we are free. We're not in bondage to that mess anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Let's go to, and he says, for it is written, rejoice thou bearest that bearest not. Let's go look at it. It was written somewhere. Let's go to Isaiah. We got one more after this. Isaiah 54. He talking about the bond and the free. Isaiah 54 and 1. What did it say, Hebrew?
Sing, O barren, thou that didst not bear. Break forth into singing and cry aloud. Thou that didst not travail with child. For more are the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife, saith the Lord.
There are going to be more people, children of the desolate, than the children of the wife, married wife. He let them know. There's going to be more folks thrown out than the folks coming into the land, into the promise.
Yeah.
Whether you gonna continue to be a bondsman or you gonna be a free. We ain't in bondage anymore, brother. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. And I don't even miss it. Being in bondage.
Being in bondage, bro.
Yeah.
Worried about getting this. Worried about doing this. Worried about what people say. Worried about what the world say. You know what I'm saying? The way you do. That's bondage.
They tease me all the time. They call me. I mean, they didn't, because I got y'all on my license plate.
Right.
So they call me Charles. Y'all, they say it loud. Somebody told, well, I got it from one of my beloved brothers. Same thing, make you laugh, make you cry.
Yeah. But let's go finish this out, man. This
Let's go ahead.
We'll read 28 through 31, family. And we're going to be done with chapter 4. We might revisit it in the future, but we're going to go keep it moving. Most High willing. Galatians 4:28, what did it say, Hebrew?
Now we, brethren, as Isaac was, are the children of promise.
That's right, because the covenant came through his father, and he inherited, he taught his son, right?
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead and read it.
But as then that he was born after the flesh persecuted him that was born after the spirit.
Yeah, because he was over there mocking, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like today. You get people who born after the flesh.
Yeah.
We don't deal with this flesh and all the stuff that these characteristics where people working or living after the flesh.
Mm-hmm. And
then we're gonna look at the ones who was after the spirit, because they always chatting with one another.
Yeah.
That's why you be into it with people. If you stand in the spirit, you're gonna be out just like Ishmael over there mocking.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like the people was mocking Noah them. They was mocking the disciples as they was going to do their thing. But go ahead.
Even so it is now.
That's right.
Nevertheless,
what
saith the scripture?
That's right.
Cast out the bondwoman and her son. For the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with the son of the free woman.
Now we understand where Paul getting this from. He got it from going back in Genesis. Going dealing with Hagar and Sarah and their son. Either you're going to be on the side of the promise with the covenant and live like Father Abraham, or you're going to turn back to them dumb idols and be a slave and part of that bondwoman and be cast out. What you going to do? That's what you're asking them. You know, which one you going to do? You going to be the bondwoman's son, or you going to be the free woman's son?
So what you trying to tell me, brother, in order to get the full understanding, we have to go to the law and the testimony. We have to use the whole book.
We got to use the whole book.
Okay.
We have to use the whole book. And we're going to prove that on the 1 p.m. class, most high willing. But go ahead and read.
So then, brethren, we are not children of the bondwoman.
We're not children of the bondwoman, but
of the free.
That's right. Because when you're in bondage of the bondwoman, you doing whatever you want to do. You is of your father, the devil. You enslaved to him. And all his folly he got going on. I'm still at idols and stuff. But when you up under Christ, you are free. Because he said, who the Son set free, he is free indeed. He also made a quote. He said, if you know, I'm just paraphrasing, you know, you are my disciple. If you continue my words, and then you should know the truth, and the truth should make you free. I know I'm quoting a little bit there because we're going to deal with that on tomorrow. This in tomorrow's lesson, or 1 p.m. lesson, okay? But we're going to carry this lesson on into tomorrow, 1 p.m. class, most high willing. Let me stop sharing that. That's the lesson for tonight. We will be dealing with chapters 5 and 6. I will be teaching that class along with Brother Corey Yehuda. All praise to the Most High. Hope somebody got some understanding.
All praise.
All right.
All praise, bro.
Let me see. Let me shout some of y'all out. We ain't got too many people on tonight. We had Queens B1 Queensland in the house. T Boogie was in the building. We had nephew from Tupelo was in the house. Howard Brown from Texas was in the house.
Yes, sir.
We had Mike Fuser was in the house. Big Prime Time in the house.
Big Prime, look at Prime.
Yeah, Sister Lane was in the house.
Yeah.
Got my rib in there. Shalom, shalom. Big Doc Rob, y'all Rob was in here.
Yes, sir.
To make it thunder, child. Aquila and Priscilla, our brothers and sisters up there in Naptown was in the building. I can't see y'all on Facebook. Madame Malone was in the house. Shalom, shalom. Good to see you back, sister. Who else? Linda Ricks is in the house. We had Deshaun Evans in the building. David Anthony in the house. Spirit in the Truth. Sister Shawana in the building. Tove Robinson in his house.
What's up,
Shalom,
sister?
shalom, sister. Yeah. Michael Parker.
Yes, sir.
Their nephew. Stephen Israelite.
I think it's that.
And brother down there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, brother.
That's a good brother.
Yeah, that's all. But anyway, let me share this again. Keep in mind, man, send prayers. Man, what happened to it? That's not what I want. Again, family, don't forget offer prayers for our beloved brother Brandon Lewis and his family. Let me see, can I pull it up, man? Y'all know I had some technical difficulties tonight. What can go wrong will go wrong. You hear me? Let me see, can I pull it? There we go. All right, let me share the screen again. Share the screen now. All right, that's our beloved brother Brandon Lewis, his baby boy. He's at St. Louis Hospital. They had to airlift him to the hospital at St. Louis Children's Hospital there. Again, if you're able to assist him, that brother, you know, he's a good brother. You know what I'm saying? He's really a humble brother.
Mm-hmm.
He can get a little radical every now and then on his fees and stuff, but that's just what he do.
Mm-hmm.
But that's our brother, beloved brother B. Lou, you know, and y'all help him out. Send up prayers. Please pray for him and his wife and his baby, baby Nathan, and he'll be much needed, you know. Okay, family, and that's what we do. We got to take care of one another, especially when something like this happens. You know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, we all we got.
We all we got, right?
Yep.
And this is not a Hebrew brother either. This brother is a worker. This brother worked hard for his family. And by him being, you know, the only work, you know, the one bringing in the breadwinner of the house, I should say, you know, he gonna need some help. And not only that, he gonna need some spiritual support and prayers going up. Okay. But anyway, with that being said, family, Most High willing, we'll see y'all at 1 p.m. class. Shalom, shalom.